happy Monday. I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. and I felt called to send you a voice note, a riff, a message to support you in the beginning of your week. And I wasn't sure what wanted to come through, so I'm just going to let it flow. I'm on a walk with Luna outside, and it's quite windy, so if you hear wind, or if you hear cars, or if I speak to her throughout it, you're on our walk with us, so it'll make sense. What's coming through is an invitation to you to decide in advance the kind of week that you're going to have. You get to decide. You get to decide that your week is going to be so phenomenally satisfying. You get to decide that your week is going to be incredibly peaceful. You get to decide that your week is going to be filled with so much success and recognition or surprise and delight. Just decide. Knowing that there's nothing you have to do, nothing extra that you have to have, nothing special that you have to get, no place you have to go in order for that to happen. It just gets to be because it gets to be, because you decided that. We wake up every morning and we make it all up. We all make it all up. We make up the clothes that we have to wear and who we have to be. Come on, let's go. We make up what we have to do in order to be worthy or to make money or to do this or to receive that. Like, we make it all up. And there's this trend on social media about being delusional. And I find it so fascinating because it speaks to this idea that, oh, you shouldn't be absurd. You should fit within the bounds of what is conventional or what is normal. When in reality, our truth is stranger than science fiction. The craziest, most out there, wildest science fiction. I mean, when you think about it, when someone tells you that, hey, you incarnated into this life through a meat suit that has crystals of consciousness that were imprinted at the moment that you were born by dark matter known as neutrinos that are a very new piece of science in quantum physics. And they carry packets of information that have imprinted your body so that now you're the kind of person who needs to rest before you're tired. I mean, how is that logical, sane, normal? So if all of our life is extraordinarily unbelievable, then it means that the extraordinary and the unbelievable are the things that are probably the most believable about your world and your reality. And it gets to be true if you decide that it gets to be true. So you get to decide in advance how your week is going to go. You get to decide that you're going to have the most satisfying week possible. You get to decide that if you're a hermit, you're going to have time to yourself every day, more time than you've had to yourself maybe in what seems like your entire life or in the past few weeks. You get to decide that that's possible for you right now. And that's available to you this week. And at any point in time, right? You get to decide as a projector that divine invitations rooted in recognition are going to come to you easily and effortlessly. You get to decide as a generator that you're going to be a powerful magnet for everything that you desire and all that comes to you. You get to decide as a reflector that you're going to be recognized by your community, that you're going to wait a lunar cycle, that you're going to give yourself time. And that at any point in time during your week, if things start to feel like, wait a minute, this is not feeling satisfying. I feel a bit of bitterness, that you get to change it and say, hold on a minute, I decided that no, this isn't the way that it was going to go. It was going to be satisfying. So I'm going to be satisfied. I'm going to be rested. It's going to be easeful. So I'm going to be rested. It's going to be easeful. And it really is that simple. Yesterday I was doing some finance stuff and looking at numbers and changing some things around. And I ended up getting in touch with cell phone providers because Santos and I are switching our cell phone provider. And as I'm chatting with this guy, I waited for my emotional authority to be clear on what decision I wanted to make in changing our cell phones. And I'm chatting with this customer service rep on chat, and I'm deciding, you know what? We're not in a contract with them. I wanted to add on all these different add-ons and these different fees and things. And I thought, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay for those things. And I'm going to get the service that I want. I'm going to get the outcome I want. And I decided that before I ever even entered into a chat. So when I'm in the chat, I took action from the place of it's already done. It's already going to happen this way because I've already seen the vision of how it happens in a way that's most satisfying for me. And I'm wholly unavailable to any other outcome outside of that. So when I'm in the chat and I'm chatting with this guy, and he starts to tell me, I think his name was James, this was written on the chat, some things that are not in alignment with what makes sense for what I've already seen as the vision of this outcome, I had a moment where the rain clouds started to come in, and I started to get pissed and angry and feel like I know this motherfucker can do this thing for me. And I had to say, wait a minute, wait a minute. We've already decided the outcome here. So, what does the outcome got to be? And instead, I flirted my way there. I acted as if it had already happened. I just knew the outcome was there. I thanked him in advance of taking the action that I wanted him to take. And easily and effortlessly, the outcome that I had envisioned came true. And I thanked him and I was like, oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. Because imagine the life of a customer service rep who people are always like angry and frustrated and upset and getting after them and being negative. And this person's thanking me and they're so grateful that they were the person. They literally sent me a message like, I'm so grateful that I was the person that got to help you and support you today. Keep having a wonderful day and keep smiling. As I sent smiling emojis as I was asking my request, because I just decided how it was going to go and it went the way that it was going to go. This or something even better. That gets to be your reality if you let it. The same thing has happened a million and one times over. I mean, this is more than a decade ago. Long before I even met Santos, I was going on a girls' trip to Istanbul, Turkey, and Greece. And I was going with two girlfriends, and one of the girlfriends lived in Houston. So I drove over there from Austin. And when I got there, that friend who lived in Houston said that, oh, well, she canceled her flight because her parents were saying that maybe it was dangerous and this and that. She was trying to back out at the last minute. And I was like, oh no, ma'am, you were the one who initiated all of this. You're going to go on this trip. It's going to be the three of us and we're going to have an awesome time. But she'd already canceled her flight. Everything in her known consciousness in the material world, if you're matter trying to change matter, would say that. Too bad, so sad, can't change the flight, nothing you can do, hands in the air. She tried to get booked back in, but it wasn't working. And I decided, no, you're going to go on this flight, you're going to go on this trip, and we're going to have an amazing time. Good girl, come on. So I called. I called the airlines until I got someone who could help me achieve my outcome of getting her back on the flight. And then when she got booked back on for no extra charge, no extra fee, nothing, which they normally do, that's their standard policy, she then, when we got to the airport, we spoke to one of the uh, attendees at the, I don't know what you call them, like at the kiosk or whatever. And, notoriously, these people are always like attacked and get a lot of negativity, and many of them are not trying to be helpful. But I spoke to this woman. I was like, you seem like a woman who knows how to get things done. You just look like a boss. Can you help us with this? And she helped us. And not only did she get her flight rebooked, even though they'd already bumped her, taken her off, and she should have had to pay the full amount of the flight, what it cost then. And we booked the flights months ago for way more affordable. She got booked in for free, and we got to fly together, and we sat, the three of us, in the same row for the entire flight over to Turkey. I'm saying all this to say, you get to decide. It doesn't matter what the external world is telling you. It doesn't matter what other people believe is possible for them. It doesn't matter what your current constructs or your past constructs have been about what's possible or what's impossible. You get to decide and choose to believe in a vision and a reality and a truth of what your reality can be. Today, tomorrow, this week, next month, you get to have the vision for your dream life, your dream business, your dream partnership, your dream body, your dream reality, and to hold that vision. because you received that vision for a reason. And it doesn't matter if it seems illogical. It doesn't matter if it seems like it could not work, it should not work. It doesn't matter if what someone else thinks about it. It doesn't matter if it's taking time for greatness to materialize. Greatness takes time. You simply get to decide to choose to believe more in your possibility, more in your dreams, more in what's available to you than what's not. You get you get the opportunity to tune more into your true self than in your not self. You just do. And it doesn't mean that it's easy. It's not always easy all the time. There are times when you may feel like, hey, I am feeling so expansive and now I feel so down. Like, okay, fine. And you feel down, you know the tools, you know the work to do. You're a spiritual entrepreneur and a spiritual being for a reason. You have all the tools. You have all the energy healing and the gratitude and the journaling and the visualization and the meditations and the movement practices. You have all of that. You've practiced them for a reason. They've come into your awareness for a reason. So wear your crystal bracelets, do your mantras, do the work, and shift the energy. And recognize that every single thing that's you're experiencing is an opportunity for you to make even more money, for you to have even more impact, for you to have even greater freedom. Because not only do you have the tools as you go through and navigate any not self experience that comes into your reality, not only do you have the tools to be able to rise beyond that and to free yourself, but you get to share that wisdom with other people in your marketing, in your programs, in your offerings. And so it's all always working out for you. Believe it, and then you see it, and then you get to share it with everyone else. And they get to look at you and they're like, whoa, how are you so magical? You must be the exception. And it's like, no, this is the rule. We've just been conditioned to believe in not rules and the falsehood of our reality. When the truth of our existence is that everything is available to you, everything is possible to you, you get to decide, you get to choose. You get to choose to be in alignment with your strategy and authority and allow all the goodness and the magic and the vibrations and the positivity and the love and the ease and the flow that comes along with that. So, may you tune into the vibrations of your true self. May you honor your strategy and authority, and may you decide in advance that this is going to be a phenomenal week for you. Just because. Just because all that's required from you is for you to trust your strategy and authority to the degree that you can. And that however your week looks, you can take a moment and you can take it some deep breaths and just visualize it. What would you see, hear, feel, smell, taste at the end of the week where it's next Monday and you're like, holy idiot, Santos. I'm like almost, you're giddy because you're coming in to drop in your brags and your shares and your wins about like, I just looked back on this week and this week was fucking phenomenal. Wow, I felt so satisfied. I felt so peaceful. I felt so relaxed. I felt so energized. I felt so good. I felt so rooted in the possibility of like, I can do this. I can really, really do this. Come on, let's go. Okay, that's what I got for you today. Have a phenomenal week.